episode of TidBits. And sorry I've been absent for over a month. There have been some issues regarding YouTube, but now I'm going to discuss the issues regarding Steam and how they may never go away. I'm talking about the new Steam Direct.
For those of you who have tuned into my show regularly, as well as other YouTubers who cover PC gaming, are very familiar with Steam Greenlight and the failure that it was for maintaining quality control, so I feel that I don't really have much to go into. After many indie devs with small budgets had trouble getting their game recognized on an indie platform, and before Greenlight existed 6 years ago, Steam was actually very selective in their indie titles, and even indie titles that had potential got rejected from Valve to be sold on Steam. And many of the complaints was that it was way too exclusive a retailer. So what they did was they operated a system where indie games who have trouble getting recognition can finally get recognized through a popularity contest voting system called Steam Greenlight. At first it seemed like a good idea until people figured out a way to rig the system, because there's a bunch of hack developers that would easily get by using asset flips and get them upvoted using sock puppet accounts and all the other bots they had, and some would even bribe users to upvote their games that shouldn't even belong on there. And the end result was, of course, oversaturation of the market. So last year, Valve decided to finally pull the plug on Greenlight and replace it with Direct. Direct was supposed to be a recoupable fee that would increase as time went on. So what was this recoupable fee? Well, you pay $100 after filing the paperwork that you are a real company, and that's it. Voila, your game's on the store, no question asked. Absolutely no testing from Valve's quality review board, no nothing. And so, as a result, this led to more oversaturation of crap on store, because just letting any shady clown with $100 post their broken-ass asset flip onto the store has made things even worse for aspiring video game developers in the indie scene with a limited budget, who really do have promise. So what they're obviously doing is fleeing to other platforms, because that actually do have standards, or just selling them it on their own website for a price. But they are fleeing the app and the PS4 of all places, simply because Sony has struck a deal with other low-quality asset flip games in the past year. Go see Skyland Free Range 2 and Life of Black Tiger as a prime example. And if you just happen to be an unsuspecting customer, it's most likely that you'll be in for a rude awakening, since the vast majority of them are pre-made asset flips that barely work. I have managed to pick up a few titles that were spammed onto Steam Direct, and I will show you a few of them. In case you have missed my blind play video of me playing through these games, see link in the video description below, I will basically cover them in the order in which I played them. First up is I Want Cookies, which is basically a clicker game stolen from the exact asset on the asset store. Look! It's Clicker Game Example! And just look at the price they're asking! And as you can see, this is completely unaltered, where you just click on a cookie and hack up more points, rinse and repeat. So what else do you do? That's it. You do nothing except click on a cookie. I shit you not, the gameplay has no mission. The game has no feel to it. You just stand there clicking on a cookie until you basically click refresh. But when you click on the cookie, numbers and text appear. You can even increase the times you can click. Hell, I made soundboards in Adobe Flash that were more interactive than this. And this is being sold on Steam for money. Up next, we have Vaporwave Simulator, and what you can expect is another memes game. Well, it's a game where you walk around and do nothing. So you're put in like a first-person perspective where you're in this asset trip where you see what appear to be floating statue heads taken from the Statue of David, and then you go to some, I don't even know, I found some dancing dragons, but however, the developer was too lazy to do actual animation, so they just do nothing but spin around in place, having a very empty, barren map to wander around with nothing to do, while some horrible, funky pop music plays in the background. What passes for a game now. Even if it's in the most seizure-inducing background, it still passes. Moving on. Next we have Uganda no Diwe. Is this Knuckles? Holy shit it is! How is this passable? How are crazy people selling an asset flip game with a copyright character? Anyway, it has nothing to do with the country Uganda. You're basically play as Knuckles, what appears to be a still image of Knuckles, bouncing on some stock pictures of anime girls while you avoid a spiky ball. But the problem is that these balls move in unpredictable patterns and you move so fast that you can't really dodge it. This game is literally unplayable. Amazing Human! There's 2 levels, island and flat. The island level crashed the game, but the flat level, you walk with some various assets flying around, and look! I can pull an entire fighter jet with my car and fling it in the air! At least you can do something, but it's not useful for anything because there are no missions and no objectives. There's no way to beat this game, and there's no way to die! All you do is wander around, play around with various assets until you get bored and shut the game off. And their control layout is very confusing. The guy moves like he's vibrating very slowly, so you have to run by pressing shift. Judging by the spacing of the objects, it takes forever to get to. Speaking of which, do not make a game where you have to hold down the shift button! My computer has been trying to turn on sticky keys, and it's pissing me off, and it's constantly interrupting my recording. After I was done with this, I tried playing Hiking Simulator 2017, but it does not work on my computer. I couldn't get it to run, and it infected my computer with malware. So I'm passing on to that, and getting straight to the main course of what really went on behind the scenes of this new circus. The most notorious of these new shady indie developers I've mostly heard about through one of my good friends, Sid Alpha. And first up on the list of unwanted fuckasauruses is BC Interactive, also known as Berdiev, who unleashed a bunch of horrible asset-ridden games while banning any user who commented on them, including Fidget Spinner Simulator and an unlicensed Rick and Morty game called Pickled Rick. As you can see, the latter was obviously what got him ultimately banned. And this was after a long time of him banning users and ignoring Steam's terms of service, acting like a schoolyard bully because he knew he could get away with anything until Cartoon Network stepped in with a cease and desist notice and a DMCA takedown strike on his video. And next, there's Zonatron, which is a bunch of cut-and-paste asset flip games, who's obviously an achievement hunter. And if you thought Digital Homicide uploading a new game every other week was jumping the shark with spamming games, Zonatron uploaded a new game every single day with nothing changed and the title simply unaltered. He was also finally banned.
And this takes the dumping ground of terrible half-assed games to a whole new level. And this is why Steam Direct will be a terrible idea for people to get in the gaming industry on, because it is quite literally a dumping ground of shovelware, and it will continue to be so in the near future. That is, unless Valve gets a new CEO, to where they pretty much get the quality control standards similar to Amazon Kindle. Again, this is Marlyonama, signing off.
Thanks for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you want to check out more from Marlyonama, please hit the subscribe button below, or go to my website at www.marlyomedia.com. And if you really like the content, be sure to support me on Patreon or follow me on Twitch TV. And as always, sign on.